Hey guys, it's Brandon, aka B.Rich Beauty, aka your beauty best friend, and a happy Wednesday, y'all! Is Sheree getting married to her jail boo? ANDRÉ Tally might be getting evicted from his home, and Lee Daniels shares a little story about sobriety. Baby, we're talking about that and a lot more. You know what to do. Grab your tea, grab your beverage. Let go. Happy Wednesday, fam. I hope you guys are having a great week so far. How's your midweek going? It's Wednesday. We're almost there. We're halfway there. Oh my gosh. So are you guys fans of Six Flags? You know, the amusement park? Well, you know, growing up in Atlanta, it was always Six Flags over Georgia for me. But Six Flags has announced that they will be reopening all of their amusement parks, all of them, todos, everything. I think that's todos means everything. Yes, it's my Spanglish today. You're welcome. Anyway, so Six Flags says that they will be reopening all of their parks. And in process of reopening everything, they are implementing a few things. One, to help them reopen, they're hiring thousands of new workers. Great. People need jobs. Perf. They're going to be requiring people to wear masks to come in and to wear masks throughout the park while they're in the park. Makes sense. They'll also be doing temperature checks as people are coming in. We'll figure out the logistics for that one. And that there also will be limiting the capacity of people standing in line, the capacity of people in the park, and they're trying to implement as many contactless, cashless methods as possible, from ordering your tickets ahead of time to purchasing in the park, all that great jazz. Sounds logical, right? But you know I got a few questions. First question first, and I'm out, so we going old school, don't judge me. Is this pandemic over? I'm just asking, because even before COVID, I still was always on the fence going to Six Flags because of how packed it gets. Not only does it get packed, but think about it. Spring and summer is the busiest time because the children are out on spring and summer break. In addition to like temperatures being taken, is there a sanitation station y'all starting up? Will a part of these thousands of employees that you're bringing back also be on standby with Lysol, bleach, alcohol, Jesus, the Holy Ghost? I don't know, but I need to know how things are going to be wiped down. How are we wiping down the ninja? How are we wiping down the Batman? And on top of that, how do you sanitize Six Flags over white water? How do you sanitize going down a slide? How do you make this feel safe for me? And here's the other thing. You know, they're saying all of these things, fine and dandy, because they got to say these things in order for the CDC to let them reopen and to follow state-mandated government guidelines. But I need to know what the reality of these things are going to look like. Have you ever been to Six Flags in the middle of summer? I have. It's hot, you're sweaty, and you're shoulder to shoulder. Now imagine being hot, sweaty, shoulder to 6 feet apart, allegedly, having to wear a mask the entire time. Don't come to Six Flags if you got pre-existing conditions, honey, because I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. You're going to pass out from heat exhaustion, and also you're going to pass out because it's just hot. Now, a part of this 1,000 workforce is going to be the people that run the rides. Now you're going to have more medics because you know people are going to be dropping left and right. It is hot. There's hills involved. That's called laborious breathing. And now you got folks stuck in masks. And has anybody ever tried going down a water slide with a mask on? I'm just saying, some of these precautions don't make sense. I know we have to be masked up, but summer might be a little over ambitious to be at Six Flags over anybody, Magic Mountain over Georgia. And word on the street, beauty besties, is Six Flags over Georgia has been open for a while now, and allegedly they're doing fine. So I just don't know. I just have questions. I don't know if I'm ready for 6 strains over Georgia. I don't know if I'm ready to have Corona riding right next to me on these roller coasters. You know, at one point, Whitewater and some of the amusement parks had that bout with Ebola and E. coli, not Ebola, but E. coli in the water. Can you imagine now having to worry about E. coli in the water and also COVID at the same time? Ooh, Chile. I'm good. I am great. Let me get this vaccine first. I'm going to come in my own PPE. I don't know. I just don't even know if I could do it in the summertime. Catch me in October for Oktoberfest. How about that? Do you guys listen? So, you know, our Forever President has a series on Spotify. And most recently, he sat down with conversations with Bruce Springsteen, you know, AKA, some people call Bruce Springsteen the boss. I consider Diana Ross to be the boss. But, you know, sometimes there's more than one boss that can exist. So President Obama sat down with Bruce Springsteen for this series called Renegade in the USA. And one of the topics were race relations, essentially. And so President Obama tells a story about him living in Hawaii, playing basketball with a friend. And I guess they got into a little fight on the basketball court. And the boy called President Obama a coon. Now, baby, when I tell you our forever president has always been a G, he said he popped that boy in his face so quick. He said it was a reaction. He goes, what did you say? Pop. And the boy's nose was bleeding. He said he think he broke the boy's nose. And he said, you know, it happened so quick. And y'all know how we get. Sometimes when somebody says something, you can't help but respond knee-jerk before you can respond intellectually first. So the knee-jerk popped the boy. And then President Obama even went on to say, like, he didn't know what he was saying. Because first of all, we don't even have raccoons in Hawaii. Okay? And second of all, he goes, you know, it's one of those things where people hear words to try to hurt you. And that's essentially what the boy was trying to do, was trying to hurt me with his words. And he said he schooled him. And, you know, they were able to move past it. But what I just think is so entertaining is our forever president. And then, you mean, obviously, you know, Barack Obama is not perfect. But I just love hearing these OG stories with our OG president, because it just adds a little bit more street cred and a little bit more nod and be like, yes, Mr. President, get him. Bet you he won't call you coon again. Like, those are just the fun little stories. So I wanted to share that with you all because, and by the way, I did add President Obama's series to my Spotify. So I will keep you guys posted. I'm going to start listening to it probably a little later on this week and over the weekend. So if you have not heard it, I download it, listen to it, and let me know what you think. So I'm using Studio Fix Fluid because, honestly, I don't know where my concealer is. I probably put it somewhere. I have no clue. But anyways, so Lee Daniels, he's obviously making rounds because his new movie, The People vs. Billie Holiday, is released on Hulu February 26th, which I think is this Friday. Lord Jesus, already February 26th. So Lee Daniels obviously directed and produced this new movie with Billie Holiday. And apparently, when I was reading about it, I want to watch it. It has Andra Day in it, and she's so phenomenal. Gorgeous voice. So apparently, this movie is about the conspiracy that the U.S. government, no shocker, was trying to get Billie Holiday to stop singing her song Strange Fruit, because the song Strange Fruit was about the lynchings of Black people in America. You know, you gotta give it up for the pioneers back in the day, utilizing music to tell the plight of the Black struggle. And so Lee Daniels was mentioning that, you know, he really identified with Billie Holiday and really this project because obviously we all know that, you know, Lady Day had an issue with addiction, drugs specifically. And Lee Daniels said that he also struggled with his own addiction and his own sobriety. And he said, you know, I had a moment where, because he's really close friends with Patti LaBelle, you know, Aunt Patty. He said, I had a moment of like clarity with my knowing that I, you know, had an addiction, because I called Patty. He goes, it was back in 2008 when I was filming Precious. He says, I called Patty one morning, basically at 3 a.m. First of all, you know, I'm only friends with Patty in my head. I can't imagine being friends with Patty in real life. But even friends with somebody in real life, I don't know if I'm calling you at 3 a.m., especially if we weren't out until 2 a.m., period, beforehand, because I can see myself calling or texting somebody at 3 a.m. if we were out together and I'm like, hey, you made it home? But for you to just randomly, regularly saying, I'm going to call Patti LaBelle at 3 a.m., good for you, Lee. So apparently Patty answered, and he said, I was on the phone talking to Patty, just rambling, and Patty stopped me and said, Lee, and I can only imagine she said it like this, Lee, do you know God, sugar? Do you know Jesus? And he said, he responded to Patty by saying, are you trying to ruin my high? Yes, Lee, she was. You called her at 3 a.m. I'm just thinking, of course she was trying to get your high ass to calm down. She's like, Patty was like, It's 3 a.m. Carry your high behind to sleep and talk to Jesus. So Lee said he admitted, he said a little prayer, and that started his journey with sobriety and basically getting close to God. So, you know, everybody calls Patti LaBelle their godmother in the industry, but that was a whole godmother move from Miss Patty. I bet you he won't call nobody else, 3 a.m. in the morning rambling on. But I thought it was quite an interesting story because obviously, like, again, Lee says he identified and was so passionate about this movie, The People versus Billie Holiday, because of Billie's addiction and how he was able to relate to her struggles. Now, are you guys going to watch it on February 26th? I legit am going to, I think I'm going to sit my behind at home on Friday and have a proper movie night with popcorn and wine. I'm really excited to watch the movie. By the way, I feel like I got all the tea today. By the way, I was on Clubhouse last night and I dropped into a room that had like Ryan Jamal Swain from Pose and a few other people in like the industry. And I think it might have been Ryan or someone else took themselves off of mute and said they had just got done watching a screening of The People versus Billie Holiday. And they said that ANDRÉ Tally does an amazing job in it, but they felt like the movie was not really fully adapted to be a movie, but it was still being filmed and directed like a stage play. So they felt like it was kind of like all over the place, but they said that ANDRÉ Tally did an amazing job. So I can't wait to watch it. I hope you guys are able to watch it and we can talk about it on Monday, okay? So are you guys familiar with André Leon Tally? Well, André Leon Tally used to work for Vogue. He was super good friends with Anna Wintour. Now they're no longer friends. But honey, André Leon Tally is a known fixture in the fashion industry. Well, baby, André is about to find him and his finest muumuu fashions out on the curb in front of his 11-bedroom home because his former friend is trying to evict him. Now, word on the street is André was really good friends with the ex-CEO of Manolo Blahnik, George, and his husband and partner, Tony. Well, apparently the way the story goes is George purchased this home back in the day for $1 million, and André was living in the home and is living in the home. And now George is saying that André owes them about $500,000 in back rent. André, I know you got this book out, honey. What you doing with all this coinage, honey? You buying more muumuus? Well, apparently, André owes back rent, and now George is like, get out my house. Well, André is telling another side of the story. André is saying that, yes, George did buy the home. It's in his name. But I guess the plan was, since George bought the home for a little over $1 million back in the day, that André was going to pay them for the home, which André said he did. André said not only did he pay them back a little over $1 million, but a little extra because André has done upgrades to the house, renovations, and all these other things. And that once André got done paying them for the home, they were supposed to transfer the deed into André's name, and that never happened. Now, André is saying that the only reason why they're trying to evict him now, and I guess it has nothing to do with them no longer being friends, but he's saying the only reason why they're trying to evict him now is the fact that they're trying to sell the property. And I guess the property is worth a lot of money now. And they're trying to sell the property. And in order for them to sell the property, they got to get André out this house, child. So André is trying to fight this. As you know, at this point, I feel bad for the muumuus because I feel like the muumuus are caught in between mommy and daddy fighting. Like, I want to know, André, why didn't you buy this house a long time ago? Why didn't you get them to transfer this deed into your name a long time ago? You got at least I thought you had the coins, child. He may not have had the coins because everything that glitters ain't gold, y'all. But baby, again, I hope the muumuus find a nice, safe, and secure home and André is not out on the curb in front of his 11-bedroom home, child. Let's move on. So ex-housewives of Atlanta, Sheree Whitfield and her prison bae, Tyrone Gillums, has been set free. Now, if y'all recall, back in 2018 when Sheree did the reunion, she mentioned that she was dating Tyrone in jail and that they had known each other for a long time, but he didn't want to pursue anything because he felt like he was going to get convicted and head to jail for wire fraud. But they reconnected and he was prison bae. And she also said that they were expected to continue the relationship if he was going to get out soon. And she said that he was expected to get out in like 2 years. Well, fast forward, apparently Tyrone got an early release because obviously COVID in the jails. So they let him out. Well, child, rumors are swirling now that Tyrone's out that they might be getting married. I don't know, but I'm going to tell you one thing. I'm not going to hold my breath like I did for joggers, spring, summer, 20, whatever, because we all know Sheree can say one thing and it'll take a decade for it to happen. Chateau Sheree, joggers, spring, summer. We still waiting for those joggers, Sheree. So who knows when, if and when they'll get married. It could be autumn, winter. If we get joggers in spring, summer, we might get a wedding in autumn, winter. Now, what year for autumn, winter? Who knows? But good luck to Sheree in Prison Bay. Who would have thought that he would have actually got out and they would have continued to date? I didn't. Last but not least, did y'all hear about Tiger Woods? Well, apparently, thank God, Tiger is okay, but apparently Tiger was in another car accident, one that was actually really bad because the car flipped over, and people are saying, eyewitnesses are saying that they saw Tiger leave from his hotel, speeding off impatiently, and that he was racing, breaking the speed limits, child, and I guess something happened where he lost control. Now, a lot of officials are saying he was sober, he wasn't drunk, under the influence, and that he was coherent where the jaws of life came to pry him out. Now, he had to have major surgery on his legs, they said, but he is okay. Now, I need now Tiger to realize that he does not have the best of luck with driving, and he might want to invest in hiring a driver for him full time, because this is what, the second or third accident? Well, at least this time he wasn't being chased allegedly by his ex-wife or a girlfriend with a golf club, but we're glad that Tiger Wood is okay. All right, guys, I got to go. You know what to do. Subscribe to the channel if you like this video if you like, and leave me a comment. Most importantly, check on those notifications and make sure they're turned on. Who loves you? I do. See you on Friday. Bye.